Hello, and welcome in on a beautiful Friday to Ticor Title Talk with your friends Ryan
And I'm Haley. It's almost like you forgot my name. I was like, what are we doing here? Are you introducing me?
That was your cue.
Got it. I'm
Okay,
Haley
okay.
Collier with Ticor Title, and we are here, yes, Friday. Gorgeous. We're in like the dog days of summer, end of August. I feel like I was just talking to a few people this week, and by the time we blink and know it, it's Christmas and Thanksgiving and the holidays and New Year. And
Whoa.
I know. Let's stay in this moment.
We're in the third quarter here.
Let's stay here.
But it is beautiful Mission Valley, San Diego, California, and we are talking Ticor Title Talk. But I know it's like what happened to 4th of July and what happened to Father's Day. And, well, Labor Day is coming up, and we have summer to finish off here. My kids go back on the 24th, which is the official end of summer, but it's still light and bright out there. I guess I think it was yesterday, was the last day that the sun's going to set after 8 o'clock until like May.
Oh,
I know.
Dang it. I didn't realize that.
World keeps on turning.
I mean, one of the, we will say, I guess, beneficial things for all those working parents out there, working single parents out there, it is kind of a relief when those kids get back to school and there's that moment of like, okay, we can work on the business. I mean, the past couple years, there was no time to work on your business. You were working just straight in the business with running around like a chicken with our heads cut off, making sure files were closing, especially title and escrow space, loan space. Everything has just been insane. Absolutely. So now it's time to really focus and work on the business and
absolutely
see what we can do to really bolster up our actions and what can we do to take place coming into those holiday seasons.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about the equity estimate today as a tool, and really in this time where there's time to work on your business, work on personal growth, get your personal growth, the best version of yourself out there. And when it comes to service and serving your clients, we learned on this team a long time ago that service has a root word. What's the root word?
I don't know. It's serve.
Serve. And so if you've ever known a good bartender or a good server or a good hostess, they aren't thinking about themselves.
No.
Who are they thinking about?
The client.
The customer. They have their favorite drink. They have their favorite usual Tuesday lunch special, right? And so the same thing applies to us. Our getting out of self is what are agents going through?
Yep.
What are agents facing? What obstacles and adversity are ahead of you on the road? And then our agents are thinking about their buyers and sellers and what their concerns are. So one of the things that has come up is rebranding yourself and staying top of mind with the warmest water, the warmest relationships in your lives that are going to probably send you the biggest amount of repeat and referral business, right? So isn't that what the equity estimate is all about?
Yeah, I mean, we hear about this all the time in all of our trainings, all of the coaching programs that we're in. Is we know where the warmest water, where you're going to get the most fruitful amount of your deals, and people that actually really want to work with you are going to be those referral sources and those referrals that you get from your people. So we have had this program now since I've been working with Ryan, and we called it the Property Profile Program, and we thought it was really super cool.
PPP,
it is really cool. PPP, we liked it, and we were like, cool, get down with PPP. And we had the Property Profile Program, and it has a cool letter that says, as you know, real estate's an ever moving target. But recently, I'm a huge Tom Ferry podcast fan. So is Ryan. Well, I forced him to be. I send him all of the podcasts I listen to.
He's just on it, out on the cutting edge.
Jason Pintana, the coaches that are on it. I mean, we've heard Emma Lekowitz on there from San Diego. They have the Gellens on there all the time. Jason Cassidy's on it. But one of the things that I've recently heard now is they're talking about these equity estimate or equity analysis of your home.
Yeah.
And guess what it is? It's the Property Profile Program. And I heard him say this word, the equity estimate, and I was like, oh my God, why are we not calling this that? It has such a freaking hook to it.
It's got a nice ring to it.
Nice ring to it, especially for your people out there, for your clients, because guess what? They hear this word equity and they're like, oh, I guess I have equity in my home, but they don't know what that really means.
It's like this mysterious, enigmatic kind of term, kind of like escrow.
Like, can I touch it? Can I feel, like, is it like the wall? Yeah. Like, what is this?
Like, I'm a Libra, me and Katie are Libra, so we're like, equity, like, it has to balance out. Like, what are we talking about? You know? So an equity estimate is basically the property profile from Ticor Title that you can send to your customers. And we like it for like a myriad of reasons, okay? It's like something of substance that you can bring a definition to a mysterious term like equity. It also has the nuts and bolts of their property so they can see it right there in black and white.
Oh yeah, it's their tax information. If there's like, it has their whole tax roll so you can see a copy of their grant deed. It has an aerial map of their home, and it has full comparables in there, full comps. So that's huge. I mean, these people think like, oh my gosh, Ryan, you gave me how'd you get this? This is my personal information. Like, oh no, well, as you know, I'm your real estate agent, so I'm always looking out for you. I just want to keep you updated. This stuff is stuff that I can pull off the public records for you. So I just wanted to keep you updated and give you kind of a rough estimate of where your equity is at right now. And the letter that we have is a really cool letter that's been templated out for you guys. And
it talks about, you know, what real estate being a moving target, which right now it certainly is in this environment, the value of their home being a moving target. So here's a snapshot, because the market is a video, but this is a snapshot of your home's value today based on comps, right? And it allows you, what I love about it is it allows you to have a conversation with your customer, your relationships, where your world and their world come together, right? There's a relationship there, but your world is the real estate world, and you're talking about something substantive in real estate as it pertains to them. Yeah. So that is the definition of getting out of self and into their interests, right? And it has substance to it. So it's a perfect excuse to have the real estate talk.
Right? You can put that real estate hat on for a second to people like, I don't want to butcher Ryan over the head with like, hey, I'm a real estate agent. Make sure to use me. You know, your friends, families, colleagues, our best referrals. Like, he knows it. Like we hang out every day. He knows it. But if I wanted to have that opportunity to really, because like we know, I'm not selling to Ryan. Ryan bought a house. He's gone for 6-7 years, might buy an investment with me, but I'm selling through Ryan to everybody he knows. And if you know Ryan, we know he's a huge influencer, a huge connector. So he knows probably more than the average person knows. Yeah. So we're selling through him to be his source to go to. And so with this packet, you hold on to it. It has all that information. It keeps you top of mind, because they're like, anytime real estate comes up, they're like, oh, my guy sent me this profile. My girl sent me my profile on my house. Let me go get it. Let me give you her card. Yeah,
so it's got all the cool stuff, all the information on their property, and it keeps you top of mind. It's like, and once a year you send it out. A lot of people coming out of the holidays or going into the holidays, just to be top of mind, because the holidays tend to be a big referral season. We're spending time with friends. We're seeing high school reunions. We're doing holidays together. Yeah. So, but any time is the right time to be top of mind with your clients, right? That kind of rhymes a little bit. Cool. But dude, and also the people that you surf with, or you go golfing with, or you go to Padre games with, they may not always be remembering what an agent you are. And then you see that sign pop up in like a friend's yard, and it's not your sign.
No,
and you're like,
I mean, I feel, as we're talking about this, I hope if anybody watches this, I hope people watch this, but for those who are watching, I hope that feeling hits you. Like, I hope that feeling is like, oh, I've had that happen to me, where my cousin listed with somebody else because she was my cousin. So I felt like she knew what I was doing. She knew I was a real estate agent. I see her all the time. But she used the neighbor because the neighbor was like, oh my God, you're going to list. Let me list your house. She was there. She was top of mind. So how do you always consistently stay top of mind with those people that you necessarily are like, oh, they know what I do?
Well, and even if they do, if you have a system like this equity estimate, then they're going to know again, and then you deepen that knowledge base. And the cool thing is you make no assumptions, right? Assumptions get you in trouble because you overlook things. If you have a system that goes out to all your relationships, then there's a catch-all. And you don't have to guess if maybe they knew that you sell houses for a living. They know, because you're continually communicating it. And so those ones you miss on the fringes, you don't miss anymore because you have a system in place. So if there's one thing that we can drive home is top of mind awareness. This is an easy way to do it. And we help you along the process with the equity estimate. We're involved in the process. So DM us or comment or please call us.
Yeah.
And then also that it's something that is of value to them and allows you to have a conversation on the back of it that's about them. And both, by the way, we've had a pretty weird 2-3 years. So there's a lot to catch up on with these people.
Yeah. Well, and not to mention all the other touches that we haven't even talked about that it yields. I mean, this product, by sending this out, you have the mailer that goes out. You can use it as a door knocking material, use it to go pop by somebody's house to give them their equity estimate. Then you can email them the PDF of it, so they always have a digital copy if they need anything to reference from it. Oh, now, by the way, you have their emails where you put them in a campaign where they can get a monthly updated profile from you, or get, we have
friend them on socials.
Friend them on making sure your sphere is in social, and there you can do a video about. We have clients right now that are doing a video about the property profile, equity estimate, and they're holding it and they're saying, hey, you guys, look out for this package. I'm going to be sending it in your mail. I really want to keep you updated on this value. And then they're emailing and texting that video out to their sphere as well. So there's so many touches that happen with this profile that gets sent. And it's about having, to your point, the systems about doing it. Because if you send this out once a year or twice a year, this could lead you 6, 7, 8 touches to your sphere of influence, all regarding this one thing throughout the entire year.
And I mean, I promise you, the success stories that come in from this outreach campaign alone is just so, it inspires us. It inspires us so much that we talk about it a lot. Because it works. And the other thing is right now it's hard to know what to do. Like, I feel like I need to do something, but where do I start, Ryan?
Freeze.
And then you're like, fight, flight, or freeze, right? We talk about that. And it's like, so I want to go do 2,000 mailers today, or I got to go put cheeseburgers on my Instagram so everybody sees what I'm doing. Or no. And then people say, well, I have 300 past clients, Ryan. What do? Do 5 a week. Do 5 a week.
It up.
Do 10 a week.
Dude, oh my
Katie
gosh.
was just talking about the book we're reading, right? We have a book club, yes, and taking huge monster goals and breaking them down into bite-sized activities.
I mean, I'm really bad at math, so Ryan's probably better at this. But if you have 300 past clients, you do 10 a week. What is that, 30 weeks?
Yeah.
So,
that's
so
like
30
less than a year.
30 divided by 4 is what, 8?
Yeah. 30 divided by 28. You lost me.
Okay.
You lost me.
Anyways.
Too much math.
But it allows you to put this in your calendar to give you something to work for. And then you have your checklist. It's like, okay, I do the video. I send the profile. I email the profile. I call behind the profile to make sure they received it. Then I make sure all their information's updated. Oh, then, hey, can I add you on my social platforms? Make sure they're on your Facebook, Instagram.
Make sure the CRM has the right email, all of that.
Make sure the CRM. So there's so many things that this regards to that you can have a full system wrapped around it. And we would love to be able to help you with this system, because we've been talking about this for 4.5 years. And now I'm listening for the past 4 or 5 podcasts I've listened to Tom Ferry. He has mentioned this equity estimate. And I'm like, we've talked about this for years. It means what we're doing. We're in these trainings. We're so passionate about this. And this is something, if I was an agent, I would be doing this to my sphere.
And we're cheering you on. This isn't like a scolding or we're cheering you on from the sideline.
Yes,
and
we're just saying,
hey, notice this is working for people that we work with that know, and you know that systems work and consistent effort yields consistent results. So take this, and if you do nothing else, send 5 people that you know a property profile, because then you can update. And there's no way to securitize your relationships. What is a sphere of influence? It's a collection of relationships in your life.
This is a sphere.
Yes, if it's you in the middle and you're connected to all these people, and these people, if reminded, might refer you for your professionalism and counseling on the housing market and real estate transactions. So if that's the case, then what we have to do is, you can't securitize that. You can never really bolt it down, but you can put yourself the best likelihood, the highest likelihood of being remembered in those referral moments that are going to happen in these people's lives. And the best way to do that is to have a system wrapped around it so that you are top of mind. So when they think real estate, they think you.
Well, mic drop.
Right?
Just to add on that real quick, it's about bringing value and education to your people right now. I mean, the general population and consumers, they need the education. I mean, sellers are what, 120 days, I think, is average behind the market, because they still think they can get over asking 100,000, 30 offers, and they can pretty much pick what they want to, right? Things have changed a little bit. Buyers tend to quickly be way more adverse to the change of the market and know when it's happening because they're on it. So sellers are a little bit more delayed than buyers on what's going on in the market. So right now, more than ever, your clients need the education. They need to see comps. They need to have an update of what's going on their property. And then guess what? This property profile or equity estimate yields questions, yields things. They go, hey, Ryan, it says that this one sold at 1.2, but then it says this next one sold at like 9. Yeah. What the heck's going? What is that? Where's my property at? Yeah. Well, this is what this means. This is where we're at. What are you thinking? Yeah. Are you thinking of selling? Let me go run my full broker's analysis, and because that's just an estimate. But let me run some real numbers and see what your property is really worth, because things are a little interesting right now.
See how it opens the door to a deeper conversation. There's a little bit of a raising of the hand, and then you get to tell them, hey, buyers have a fighting chance today. It's not like 6 months ago where you threw an offer and you were one of 40 and it was way out of your reach. Now buyers have a say in the matter.
Well, it opens the door too to not just letting people know, saying top of mind, remaining top of mind, but also it's opening the door to all the other conversations you can talk to your clients about. Right now is a great time to buy investment properties. Yeah. Hey, you have this much equity in your home. You bought this 5-6 years ago. Have you thought of what are you doing next with it? What are you doing with all this money that you're just laying on the table? Like this money is just sitting there.
Put it to work for you.
And so now you're opening the door to more conversations. You are the advocate. You're the educator in real estate for these people. So be that. So let them know, hey, this is a snapshot of your equity, but if you're not looking to sell, there's a lot of other things we can do. This is a lot of money. Let's talk about taking out money and go. We were just in a mastermind earlier, and we heard a gentleman, Lepe Tedwell, talking about how he took his $50,000 and how he's put it into like 8 different properties, all by pulling it out and by investments. So there's so many things that this opens up that conversation
and too. The key is like we get it. It's how we have friends that we work with, and having that conversation is difficult at times, and having those worlds collide. So this real estate moment, this equity estimate, property profile, whatever you want to call it, it works in terms of it makes the phone ring. Number one, they're gonna be like, "Hey, I got this. Why does it have my grant due? Like, why are you sending me this?"
How did you get my tax information?
It's like I'm just out here keeping an eye on this market, so you don't have to, man. I just want to put your mind at ease and see if there are any questions or concerns about real estate, and then boom, back to the ball game or the Padres or the whatever. Let's go surfing. And it's just a moment for you to put the real estate hat on and remind them what you do as a professional, and most of all, it's something to do. And I can't tell you
action item.
Action item. It's like any action. Even if you go and you completely mess it up, at least you get feedback and you can course correct. The worst thing is stasis, inertia, inaction. That's the worst thing you can do.
I heard something today that I was like, I love this. What is a word? We all want to attract people we work with. Yeah. We want to attract people. We're influencers in our industry. We want to be influencers in the real estate community. What's the word in attraction?
Action.
So you have to take action. You have to take action and measurable action items to be able to at least get that little bit of momentum. Because Ryan and I, like you mentioned, so many people get frozen. It's not flight or fight. It's like they freeze and they're just like, well, let's wait and see what's going to happen with this market. Let's see. No, you can't wait and see. You just got to keep those actions going.
Well, and a lot of people are. So now's your time. Now's your time to get on the move, because motion creates emotion. And you wonder how you get fired up about it. Stay in action, So it's you can regiment it down to the numbers that you can hit, but it's something to do to communicate with your people that want to see you win, that they would likely refer you if you reminded them to. It's an easy step to do. We can help you with the whole program, the letter. It's a property profile from the title company. So if people are like, oh, the comps are off, it's like, oh, well, that's the title companies through the county recorder. It's a good barometer of your home's value, but let me come show you real-time stats.
Let me run the MLS. Let me see what off-market things might have happened.
And are customers confused right now? Yeah, and you know what? A confused buyer doesn't buy. So take away the confusion, educate, you can motivate, and get them to the table again on multiple options, multiple conversations. And now you're back in conversation with the people that would refer you, which is the goal anyway.
Yep. We love this. We're extremely passionate about this. We're extremely passionate about helping you guys with your businesses. So please hit us up. We love this. One of these action items, we can help you with it. This is one thing that I think really helps move the needle in our business. It's different. It sets you apart, and it's something that's like an actual item. Like they get a package, and it has their information. People hold on to this stuff. So hit us up. We'd love to be able to help you with it and any other business planning.
You guys are awesome. We're stoked to be a part of your success, and we can't wait to see you again next Friday. And until then, stay in action. Hey, let us know if you have any questions. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Haley.
We'll see you next time.
Bye. Bye.